Hey, good morning guys, and welcome to this adventure with Malibu and Dad. Guys, today we are in Savannah, Georgia, one of the oldest towns in Georgia, Port City. We're at Bonaventures Cemetery. So come on guys, come on with us. Let's look around and have some fun.
We're glad to share the places and the people that we'll meet. Think of the memories we'll have, exploring hidden history. It's time to hop aboard on the road with Malibu and Dad. On the road with Malibu and Dad.
Alright guys, so we start off here in the Jewish section of the cemetery. Very big monuments and stones here. As you can see, the inscriptions are in Hebrew, and they have the English version down below or on the plate. And very big, very busy area of the cemetery. There's even a Miller right there. Wolf Miller. And there's just one section of the cemetery. I don't see big Jewish cemeteries often. Usually kind of cordoned off or locked up. This one's kind of neat. Even has some old photographs here of the Rubnitz. There's a few of them here. Friedman. Very different. All right, guys. So a special mention here, sacred to the memory of veterans of world wars. I thought this was really neat. Well marked. We get lots of visitors here. Look at all the graves, guys. These are all veterans, all the different wars. World War I, II, Vietnam. Alright guys, this one's kind of cool looking. This is an actual Chief Justice of Georgia. He's buried right here. It's a very different type of stone. And he's all covered in here. Just really different. Here's a pretty neat old one here, the Lathrops. James and Margaret. James died October 12th, 1876. Margaret died July 1829. Pretty old stone. Whole families here. It's graveyard, guys. Look at this. It's giant and old. Guys, look at this grave here. Very unusual. I've never seen one like that. It's almost like a rooftop. And this is the Colic, Dr. P.M. Colic. In circa 1877. These are all the Colics here. Wow. The stone here caught my attention just because it's just beautiful and old. Edward Philadelphord. Wow. In 1870, it looks like. Look how beautiful that is, guys. And the ones right next to it. Caroline. This must be one of the daughters. Yep, daughter of Edward and Elizabeth. She died April 29th, 1858. She's only 30 years old. Psalms 23 is on her stone. Say, I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Very good psalm. And these are very ornate and old, guys. Look at these. Guys, this may be one of the most interesting stones and burials here in Savannah. This is the gravesite of young Gracie Watson. Look how beautiful her stone is right there. Behind this beautiful ornate fencing. That's Gracie. That beautiful stone. Let me read this to you. Little Gracie Watson was born in 1883, the only child of her parents. Her father was a manager of the Pulaski House, one of Savannah's leading hotels, where the beautiful and charming little girl was a favorite with the guests. 2 days before Easter, in April 1889, Gracie died of pneumonia at the age of 6. In 1890, when the rising sculptor John Walsh moved to Savannah, he carved from a photograph this life-size depiction, detailed marble statue, which for almost a century has captured the interest of all passers-by. Here's young Gracie, where she's buried. And for many years, people have come by, left her gifts, toys, all kinds of things. And even today, guys, someone's put cash. There's a bracelet over there, another dollar bill over there. There's things thrown on the area here for her. So they've been doing it for years. People just leave gifts for her. And very cool, very neat story about Gracie. Young Gracie Watson. Guys, this is the marker of George W. Wiley. Whole family's here. One of them was a Confederate soldier. I'm not sure which one, because there's one of the Wileys is a colonel, but his dates don't match up, so he may have been a colonel way before the Civil War, because it shows here that Colonel Thomas Wiley was 1762 to 1846. So the dates don't match up. I don't know what conflict was going on around then. I'll have to research that. That was very interesting. What a big family, and a beautiful marker here, Savannah, Georgia. Guys, another interesting. This is the Palmer entombment area here, and one was a Confederate soldier. There's a marker. And it was this one here, but I can't really read it. But it is the Palmer family, and look at those dates on there and those old beautiful stones. We're talking 1888, 1862 when they were born, 58. Very beautiful. All right, guys, so this is an interesting one here. The General Confederate Army, U. Wheaton Mercer, 1st Regiment Georgia Infantry, CSA, November 27th, 1808 to June 9th, 1877. He's buried here, the General. And adjacent to him is a very interesting grave of Hurdon in memory of James Carmichael Hurdon. He was a doctor of medicine, surgeon in the Army of the United States, assistant medical director in the Army of the Confederate States, and a staff officer of General Robert E. Lee. How amazing is that, guys? He was a staff officer of Robert E. Lee. Doesn't give his rank, but I'm sure he's either probably a general or colonel or something pretty high up there. Next to him is some other very old, some of his family members here. Some really old dates. These are beautiful. Look at these stones, guys. So here's the Mercers, and there's also George Anderson Mercer. He was a Confederate soldier. And Nanny Herndon Mercer. I'm thinking the families got together and they had children who were married vice versa to the different two families here. So it's really pretty old section. And it's funny, they were all in the Confederate Army, probably officers. Another pretty grave here, guys, of Jacksona H.A. Cope. What a pretty stone. Look at this, guys. Very different. And I just love these older stones and cemeteries like this. Absolutely amazing. And George Cope. Wow. So cool. Look at this one here. This is the Cope family. Here's the burial area of Captain Hayward, Confederate Army. And this is some of his family here. He was from Charleston, South Carolina. Died in 1867, right after the war. Some of his family members here at rest. It's kind of an amazing stone, guys. Guys, here's an amazing marker of Sir C.O. Houston Bart and Linda Ann Houston. Look at the dates here, guys. This is the family plot. Look at the size of this thing. Probably about 18 feet high. Starts with him, 1744. He passed away in 1795. But the gravesite here is amazing because here's his entire family. This bit here, they're all Houstons. The different spelling of the Houston name. But one of them was a officer in the Confederate States of America, Confederate military. Just really neat. And then another amazing thing here was Edward died October 12th, 1866. It was exactly 100 years before my birthday. I was born October 12th, 1966. I thought that was really different how I found that particular grave and year here in Savannah. Beautiful. Guys, we drove up on this one here of Charles F. Stubbs. What a really pretty family plot. What captures your attention? Look at his main stone here. That thing is about 50, 60 feet tall. It's massive. Just beautiful. Charles F. Stubbs, who was born June 23rd, 1830, and died July 23rd, 1882. Wow. Look at that thing, guys. Obviously, had to be somebody of great stature here to have this kind of burial for his family. There's grave here. Frank. Look at these beautiful above ground monuments, guys. Very neat. Very, very different. Here's a pretty neat one here, guys. This is Colonel William W. Payne and his wife are buried here. It looks like he died in 1882 of August. And then this is the Morrell family. Look at this little coffin here, guys. Must have been a baby or something. Hard to read it. So guys, here's an amazing burial area of Sarah Cleats, wife of General Robert Anderson. And General Robert Anderson was a Confederate general from 1835 to 1888. There's a monument of him. I've never heard of this general. I don't know at all. I'm not a history major, but I am going to look it up because that is amazing. This beautiful cross here, guys. Looks like it's for their daughter. And this may have been his son. I thought the stonework on this was absolutely beautiful. And this is Captain Robert H. Anderson. He was in the 9th U.S. Infantry, and he died in Manila, Philippines Islands, November 7th, 1901. So this may have been his son. This may have been Dad here. Definitely the dates are showing that Dad was a Confederate general. And his son was a captain. Pretty interesting. Really cool find. Look at this one here, guys. Looks very, to me, kind of Celtic. Giant cross, just massive. He's right next to the general. That's amazing. And then all the stones are the different names of the family members. They all have those same markings. Very different. Very pretty. That is a massive cross. Alright guys, I wanted to come back to this grave because I did a little historical research. And let me tell you, this general here, Robert Anderson, was a completely amazing guy. He was in several big battles. He was in the Battle of Atlanta, and many more. But he was also, believe it or not, the police chief of Savannah, Georgia, also for 23 years. So from military to police work, just amazing, guys. And did so many combat missions. So really need to research this guy if you get a chance. General Robert Anderson. Unbelievable amounts of things. I'm sure we're just scratching the surface here. And his son also. But I had to go back and mention that. I just thought that was really cool. Guys, the other cool mention here is Malcolm McLean. March 17th, 1837, died February 23rd, 1920. He was born in Loch Matty, Scotland. He died in Savannah, Georgia. And also his wife here is Mary. There's that kind of Scottish Celtic looking crosses on all the graves here. I'm no history major, but so I guess this is a kind of a Scottish cross. Really neat. Then I see a CSA marker, but then I see a baby behind the CSA marker of James Mills Clean. Died 1879, was born in 76, was only 3 years old. So many CSA markers throughout this entire cemetery. It's very neat. Alright guys, this one was just really cool. I wanted to show you, he has a CSA marker also. But John F. Wheaton, born January 22nd, 1822, and died May 9th, 1898. I just like the Constitutional Justice hat he's got there with the belt. CSA marker. And I've never seen that with the patina because of the bronze or the copper in that. And this must have been his wife. And look how beautiful that is, the way it's turned kind of green. And then the cross inside the cement like that. It's beautiful. Graves here are just amazing, guys. We love in this cemetery. All right, guys. This is an amazing gravesite of John D. Munson. Moncin. I've never seen anything like this. Very cool. And look at that keyhole. Like a giant skeleton key would go in that. Look at that. Unbelievable. Guys, look at this beautiful grave site here of Corinne Elliott Lawton. She died January 24th, 1877. Beautiful, beautiful stone. Look at the family here. Amazing giant stones. Each family member. And you can't read it, it's just very hard to read. And then you have this beautiful statue here. Another Lawton. Isn't that amazing? Absolutely beautiful. Right by the water here in Savannah. And all the family members. Gorgeous. Alright guys, came across this really cool one. Henry R. Jackson, Brigadier General, Jackson's Brigade, Cheatham's Corps, Tennessee Army, Confederate States Army, June 24th, 1820 to May 23rd, 1898. So this is Major General Henry Jackson's resting spot, guys. And he's done a lot more. A lot of history about this guy. Beautiful stone here. Him and his wife are buried. Henry Rooster Jackson. Very cool, guys. Look up that history. You'll be amazed. This is one of the big ones here, guys. Massive. Here's the Morgans here. I mean, there's just so much history, guys. I'm just giving you a quick overview of everything that's in the cemetery. Not even everything, most of what I can cover. But it just goes all over. And the history here is just massive. Leads to different countries and everything. I love it. This is the burial site of Conrad Aiken. And he was a poet. Famous poet. And this is the gravesite of the Baldwins. It's a beautiful site. Memory of George Johnson Baldwin. He died March 4th, 1927. And it was his wife, Lucy Harvey Baldwin. She passed away 1923. The different stones. It's beautiful. Alright guys, another grave marker. CSA soldier, Simon Theos. This is a Confederate soldier. And here's another. William Edward Norton was a Confederate soldier. CSA. Beautiful. Such an old cemetery, so much history. Here's a very interesting one, guys. Lieutenant John Rogers, 66th Regiment, Georgia Volunteers, Confederate States Army, killed in battle in Atlanta, Georgia, July 22nd, 1864. Wow. 19 years old. Gave the ultimate sacrifice, guys. John Rogers. Here's another beautiful Confederate grave, guys, of Thom Theus, Theus, and his wife. I love the balls all the way around the site. Very big. Beautiful. Guys, we were driving out, and this one caught my eye here. It's beautiful. Fencing all around this grave of C.M. Holst, Holst. Born in 1833, died in 1862. Oh, that was his daughter. Looks like he was born 1826 and died 1897. This is the Holst burial area. Wow. But I love the fencing. That's what caught my eye. Look at that thing. So ornate. Another CSA marker here. Guys, I'm telling you, I highly recommend this cemetery if you love history and old stones and cemeteries. Savannah, Georgia, by far one of the most unique places I've ever seen. It's been visited by so many people. Give you a quick overview. It's beautiful. All right, guys. This is where I'm going to end the vlog with Peter Wildberger. They were one of the first colonial settlers here in Savannah. Father and son. One was a major, the father. Son was a captain. Confederate Army. Different paths, but they also owned the cemetery and the property here. The family did. So they're all buried here. And Peter is mentioned here, especially one of the colonial families that settled this area. Very, very cool. And Confederate soldier. All right, guys. We had a heck of a morning here. Unbelievable cemetery. So much history. We just scratched the surface, guys. If you get a chance, come out to Savannah. Check it out for yourself. Malibu loved it. She's just licking us. She's just so happy. I think she's hungry. But just amazing, honey.
Yes.
I'm dumbfounded. It's just so much history. We're gonna come back out, obviously. It gets a little cooler also. It's not bad today, but I want to come back because there's so much to cover here, so much stuff to look up and just research. And thank you guys for coming along. I'm glad you could come with us on this tour. And guys, get out there, adventure, have fun. We love you. Tell your friends about us. Thank you for the thumbs up and subscriptions. And until our next adventure, guys, take care. Bye-bye from all of us. All right, we love you guys. Bye-bye.